And I could tell after a while I had to bring the conversation to a close because clearly not only was he not believing me, but he was getting quite annoyed that I was pursuing this line of I am Rowan Atkinson and clearly he thought I was this total arse just because I happened to look a bit like a Mr. Bean. Goes around the country actually claiming to be Mr. Bean.
Nobody confuses celebrities with British deadpan like Rowan Atkinson, the comedian who never laughs. Here's a strange thing about the funniest man in British comedy. He almost never laughs. Everyone around him does. The host, the cast, the whole studio, while his own face just sits there, doesn't move. That man is Rowan Atkinson. And over the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you 12 different times he made a room fall apart without so much as a smile. But the moments aren't the real story. The real story is why it works. And there's a twist most people miss. The calmest man on the screen is quietly doing the hardest thing on that screen, and he's doing it on purpose. Stay with me to about the 10-minute mark. That's where you'll see the scene his own cast couldn't survive. Let's begin.
Writer, so I thought I just stood in front of a mirror, to be honest, and I just started pulling faces, for want of a better term, and I just sort of, was doing this...
The talk show ambush. Start in New York on Stephen Colbert's show. Now, Colbert does this for a living. He controls live rooms every single night.
And we thought we'd quite like to do a sitcom of some, a situation comedy of some kind.
I know it's sitcom.
Sorry, I know I'm translating. I thought I should. Yeah, I thought I should translate
exactly,
just in case jargon can be confusing.
He leans over to his guest and offers a warm little compliment, something about never having met a man quite like him. And Rowan, without a flicker.
Anyway, the big sitcom, I'm using the term again, at the time
yes.
was...
You went to Oxford, right? You learned that at Oxford.
Yes, yes. Well, actually, even before then, I knew it.
Oh. Yeah. Prodigy. Prodigy.
I can't remember. I've completely lost my thread. Oh, yes, why we conceived the Blackadder. Why?
Kindly offers to clear up the confusion for him. He hasn't. That's the whole joke.
Why are we here?
Anyway, the big sitcom at the time, I've used the word again, it was Fawlty Towers, which was a John Cleese which you may know here.
Yeah. 2 seconds, no punchline, no grin, and Colbert is gone.
We thought we'd reduce the chances of that by at least taking it completely out of the 20th century, which was the century we were in at the time, and set it back.
More of that Oxford education coming back.
Yes, you're dealing with the creme de la creme here.
Laughing like a man who just walked into a door he swore wasn't there. Remember that feeling. You're going to see it happen again and again.
And where I can't remember very well now, so this won't be at all funny, but I'll do it anyway.
Great.
I'll do it anyway. Where he came out in the audience were there, as indeed they are here tonight. And I came out just going... Anyway, it was something like that.
The interview that went nowhere. Here's a sketch most people outside Britain have never seen.
But tonight we are to welcome a man who, although no giant, has nevertheless made a huge impression in his chosen field. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Elton John.
Rowan is playing a talk show host, interviewing Elton John.
Elton, do you mind if I call you Elton?
No, it's fine.
Good. Well, Elton.
Simple setup. Except the host cannot get past the name.
I'm sure the first question that everybody would like to ask you is this. Funny name, Elton.
He asks very sincerely whether Elton ever thought about just calling himself John.
How did you come by it?
Well, I used to be in a band, and I wanted to become a singer in my own right, and I wanted to choose a name, and the saxophone player in the band was called Elton, so I chose that name.
Did you ever consider John Elton?
He wonders whether the songwriter Bernie Taupin ought to become Taupin Bernie, for consistency.
Now, to the songs themselves. Many of the lyrics were, of course, written by Bernie Taupin.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Well, I'd like to talk about Bernie for a while, since obviously he's been an enormous influence on your career.
Yes, he has, yes.
Tell me, did you ever discuss changing his name? Because presumably Taupin Bernie would have been more consistent with your Elton John.
And when Elton tries to steer things toward the music...
Look, do you want to talk about the old songs or not?
All right, the songs. The old songs. Your song is a classic, isn't it?
Yes, quite popular, yes.
Well, there is a verse in that song in which, talking about the eyes of the person that the song is about, you sing...
The host just circles politely back to the name over and over.
Excuse me for asking, these things I do. You see, I've forgotten if they're green or they're blue.
Yes.
What I'd like to know is this. Is it this sort of chronic forgetfulness that led you to forget that Elton is not in fact a Christian name at all? It is a surname. And,
Like a man who honestly can't hear the problem.
And not a very attractive one at that.
Let's talk about something else, shall we? Forget the name.
All right, Mr. John. Let's talk about being a stage performer, should we?
He never smirks.
Tell me, do you ever watch other performers and get jealous?
He never winks.
I'm not sure I follow you there. I mean, jealous of what?
Well, for instance, Ben Elton.
That's the trap.
I don't have to do this, you know.
All right, look, I'm sorry.
Go.
All right.
The straighter his face, the harder you laugh.
In this case, I appear for the defendant, Miss Diana Rowley of Prestatyn Crid.
My lord, in this case, I appear to be in the wrong courtroom.
Wrong courtroom, right man. Here's an even shorter one. A judge asks a row of lawyers to say who they represent.
My lord, in this case, I appear for the plaintiff, Mr. William Green of Beaminster in Dorset.
The first one, the plaintiff. The second one, the defendant.
William Green of Beaminster in Dorset.
Well, in this case, I appear for the defendant, Miss Diana Rowley of Prestatyn Crid.
Then Rowan stands up, glances around the room, and calmly announces that he appears to be in the wrong courtroom. That's it, one sentence, and it lands because of what he doesn't do. He doesn't panic. He doesn't grin. He states it like the weather. And this is the secret to everything, so let me say it plainly. In comedy, there's usually a calm center and a bit of chaos, and the laugh lives in the gap between them.
This one... digital what? What on earth is a digital watch?
Sorry, my lord, a digital watch. It's a watch worked by microelectronics.
How fascinating. Proceed.
Most comedians want to be the chaos. Rowan does the opposite. He becomes the calm center, the one serious, unmoving thing in the room, and lets everyone else fall into the gap.
I will also be producing a receipt for the automatic video recorder, which I...
Automatic video.
Yes, they're quite popular these days, my lord. It's a machine that records television programs on special tape.
How fascinating. What will they think of next? Proceed.
His straight face isn't hiding the joke. His straight face is the joke.
Well, for a truly exquisite banquet, vomiting is the highest praise. Vomiting is. The implication of bringing up all over the table is that the meal was so splendid you would like to eat it up all over again.
A diplomat with terrible table manners. Want to see that pushed to the limit? Find the sketch where he plays a foreign official explaining his country's dinner table customs.
And now on to Holiday Habits, the part of the programme that prepares you for the quainter customs of some of the exotic places you might be holidaying in this year. Tonight, we look at Belgium, and in particular, Belgian eating habits.
In the calm, careful voice of a man discussing a peace treaty, he describes one outrageous compliment a guest is supposed to pay his host after another.
Belching is a great compliment to your host.
Ah oui, c'est vrai. The satisfied guest will feel bounden to burp at the end of his meal.
Each one worse than the last.
Breaking wind is a high compliment.
The more absurd it gets, the more serious and statesmanlike he becomes.
But even the hushed burst of wind, when it finally reaches the nose of the host, will not be misconstrued. Indeed, in certain circles, the tact of the silent waft is much prized.
He never once admits that any of it is funny. He doesn't have to. The gap between how gravely he takes it and how ridiculous it actually is, that gap does all the work for him.
Your dependence on hardware really does amuse me, Bob. I've been dropped into the Kalahari Desert carrying nothing more than a toothbrush and a packet of sherbet lemons.
One face, three strangers. If you've never seen his work, here's who we're talking about, because the range is almost unfair. To half the planet, he's Mr. Bean, a nearly silent man-child who can turn getting dressed or sitting through a church service into a slow-motion disaster. No dialogue, barely a word. And he became a global star without needing to be translated into a single language, because a guilty little sideways glance means the same thing in every country on Earth. To an older crowd, he's Edmund Blackadder, the sharp-tongued schemer who insults his way through 4 centuries of British history.
It said, Percy, that civilized man seeks out good and intelligent company, so that through learned discourse he may rise above the savage and closer to God.
Yes, I've heard that.
Personally, however, I like to start the day with a total...
And to a third audience, he's Johnny English, the spy who is certain he's a genius and wrong about almost everything. 1 actor, 3 men who could not be less alike, and one thread running through all of them, total unbreakable control of the face.
Make a sentence out of the following words. Face sodding, yaw shut.
Blackadder started talking to yourself, I see.
Yes, it's the only way I can be sure of intelligent conversation. The eyes are open, the mouth moves, but Mr. Brain has long since departed.
Hello. I've brushed my teeth with new glee. You know, the wife's always buying these new products, but this one really is different. It's guaranteed to ward off bacteria.
Selling nonsense like it's the news. Go back to his early sketch years, and you'll find the same weapon everywhere. He could take the most ordinary thing on earth, a household cleaning spray, a boring news desk, and sell it with such deadly sincerity that the joke became how seriously he refused to treat it as one.
It's got extra ingredients for that added protection. And let's see now. It's scientifically approved, and for that gleaming sparkle, just wipe around the rim of the bowl and the U-bend at night.
Everyone else in the sketch is winking at you.
Thank you, Tim. And now on to Holiday Habits, the part of the programme that prepares you for the quainter customs of some of the exotic places you might be holidaying in this year.
Rowan plays it like the 6 o'clock news, delivering the silliest possible lines as if the nation depends on them.
Belching is a great compliment to your host.
Ah oui, c'est vrai. The satisfied guest will feel bounden to burp at the end of his meal.
And because you won't crack, you do.
Well, for the truly exquisite banquet, vomiting is the highest praise. Vomiting, yes. The implication of bringing up all over the table is that the meal was so splendid you would like to eat it up all over again.
Are you coming over here in a minute, sir?
I'm from MI7. This has been a test of your emergency response systems, and I have to say you've all done extremely well. Right, well, I'll leave you to it, and get well soon.
The spy who was sure he was brilliant. Then there's Johnny English, and this is the Deadpan running on its funniest fuel yet. Total confidence bolted onto total failure.
And I still found my way to Bulawayo before Ramadan. So thank you, Bob, but no thank you. Bob, go!
He strides into danger, certain he's the smoothest man in the building, and he's usually just marched into the wrong one.
This is worse than I thought, Buff. Savage has got some kind of laboratory set up here. God knows what kind of sick operation he's running.
He never doubts himself for a second. That's the trick again. He plays a fool who is dead serious about being brilliant.
My God, what have they done to you?
They've taken some of my blood.
Bastards.
It's only for tests.
Of course it is. Come on, my friend.
And he never once lets you catch him in on the joke. The certainty is the comedy.
Good evening, Dr. Frankenstein. This way, please. Come on, I've got all night. And you angels of death. About turn. Come on, let's go. Come on, keep moving.
But there's absolutely no reason why I should be there. It would be... I felt as though I did okay, but not great. That's my view.
Okay, well, at the very top, it is Bishop on what? Is he 142.8? So, Rowan Atkinson. You did it.
The racing driver who talked himself down. Now watch what happens when it's real. Rowan actually loves cars. He genuinely races old ones.
So obviously you do love your cars.
Yeah.
And now, of course, you race. You are keen motor
Occasionally, yeah. Historic racing, yeah.
So what are you racing now?
Track. What I have gone is a Ford Falcon.
So a television show puts him on a track and asks him to drive. And before he's even started, he warns the audience not to expect him to be any good. No guarantee of that whatsoever, he says.
One of my worries about coming on the show was that I think that people know that I'm a car enthusiast and that I have done some racing, and that they will assume that in the reasonably priced car I'll be very good, when there's absolutely no guarantee of that.
Then he drives, and he narrates his own slow lap in the same flat, faintly disappointed voice you'd use to describe a late train.
Here we are into the hammerhead, keeping it between the lines. Obviously, the slower you appear to be going, and that does appear to be very slow indeed, sometimes the faster it is. Oh.
The confidence and the self-mockery come out in exactly the same tone. That's not shyness. That's a man who worked out a long time ago that the smallest reaction is almost always the funniest one.
Keeping it very tight on the runway. That's a new interesting line. Second to last corner, that is beautifully handled, and Gambon, no drama, no histrionics, across the line.
And I said, well, actually, I am the actor who plays Mr. Bean. And he said, I bet you wish you were.
The stranger who wouldn't believe him. It even follows him into ordinary life.
And he came up to me after a while and he said, excuse me, has anyone ever told you that you're the absolute spitting image of that Mr. Bean?
He once told a story about a man who cornered him in a car part shop, absolutely convinced he was the spitting image of that Mr. Bean.
A few years ago, I was in a Land Rover parts department near Peterborough, the kind of place you find me on most Saturdays. And we're waiting for car parts.
Rowan explained patiently that he was, in fact, the actor who plays Mr. Bean. The man refused to believe him, and the harder Rowan tried to prove he was himself, the more certain the stranger became that he was just a very good look-alike.
And there followed this bizarre conversation in which the more I tried to claim that I was the person whom he thought I merely resembled, the less he believed me.
Until the compliment the man finally landed on was that the resemblance was uncanny.
But what was funny was how close he thought I was to he said the resemblance is uncanny.
Even telling the plain truth, straight-faced Rowan somehow ended up the deadpan center of a scene that made no sense. Which brings us to the one I promised you at the start.
So we can return to our original plan then?
No, I'm not interested. I'd rather go to bed with the Loch Lomond monster. And besides, I have to be back in the office on Friday. I promise, Mr. Will you stop laughing, please?
The scene his own cast couldn't finish. We're about 10 minutes in now, and this is the moment. In one legendary shoot, Rowan plays his own deranged Scottish relative, a character so strange, so absurdly committed, that the other actors physically cannot get through the take.
Forget the whole thing. I'm going back home with Migsy.
Yes. Oh, show me the glen where the kipper roams free and together. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Got too funny.
Sorry.
They start a line. They break. They apologize. They try again. They break again.
Roman monster.
It's Seems so funny to me that he invested all the millions.
Are we still recording?
Consulting with the wife.
And through all of it, Rowan holds, stoneface, not a crack.
So we can return to our original plan then?
No, I'm not interested.
Of course, yes. So tell me, cousin, I hear you have a cunning plan.
I do. I want you to take the place of the Prince Regent.
He is standing in the middle of a scene that has completely fallen apart around him, and he is the only person left upright.
You're a top kipper salesman with a reputable firm of Aberdeen fishmongers. Don't throw it all away. You kill the prince, they'll just send the bailiffs round to arrest you.
I'm sorry, I know what I'm doing.
That's his whole career in a single frame. The more everyone else comes undone, the stiller he becomes.
Now, we should all have a cup of milk by your fireside.
All right, but don't touch the purple cup.
Why not?
That's the king's.
The king in the blackcurrant bush. And he does it again in a Blackadder sketch made for charity, where his character is hiding a runaway king.
Oh, get me some mulled ale, will you? I'm freezing.
How's the king, sir?
About as comfortable as can be expected for a man who's spending the winter in a blackcurrant bush.
And warning a loyal idiot to keep his mouth shut.
For as long as you keep your fat mouth shut.
You can trust me, sir.
Right, Boric, I'm off to answer the call of nature. If by any freak chance Oliver Cromwell drops in here for a cup of milk in the next 90 seconds, remember, the king is not hiding here.
Yes, sir.
He delivers it with such icy, straight-faced precision, swearing the king is perfectly safe, then muttering a warning not to touch one particular cup, that you can watch everyone else in the frame fighting the urge to laugh because he gives them nothing to lean on.
Do you think the Roundheads will find him?
Certainly not. I've assured him that he is as likely to be caught as a fox being chased by a pack of one-legged hunting tortoises.
Is that true?
Yes, of course it's true. Have you ever known me to lie to the king?
Yes. No.
Exactly. He's absolutely safe.
But here's the part nobody tells you, and it's the twist I promised. That frozen calm is not natural. By his own account, the work exhausts him. He'll shoot a scene over and over, convinced every single time that it wasn't good enough, until the director has to make him stop. The still face you've been laughing at. It's the surface of enormous, invisible effort.
Yes, well, Marvellous, splendid. You've duped Cromwell and you've concocted a cunning plan to help me and my infant son escape to France.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
You've been enjoying the easy part. This whole time, he's been doing the hard part.
I'll say it again.
So we can return to our...
Sorry, can we have a bit of quiet up there?
So we can return to our original plan, then?
No, I'm not interested.
The face he refused to pull. So think about what he's really doing. In every one of these moments, there's one reaction the scene wants, most of all, his. And he refuses to give it. He swallows his own laugh so that you can keep yours.
Have you ever thought of doing any, look-alike work? Like, stag nights and hen nights? You can go along as Mr. Bean. And I said, no. He said, because you can make an absolute fortune.
That's the quiet trade at the heart of everything. The cast breaks. The host loses it. The whole room gasps. Because Rowan has taken the funniest reaction available, his own, and held it back. And that trapped laughter has to go somewhere, so it spills out into everyone who isn't strong enough to hold a straight face, which, let's be honest, is all of us. So when people call him the man who can make a crowd laugh without a word, they've got it slightly wrong. It was never really the silence, and it was never the funny faces either. It was restraint.
Sir, the moment has arrived. Are you ready to meet your maker? Well, I'm always absolutely fascinated to meet people from all walks of life, but yes, particularly manufacturing industry. Well,
the joke was never the face he pulled. It was the face he refused to pull. So, which Rowan is yours? Which leaves one honest question, and I want to hand it to you because his fans never seem to agree on it. Is Rowan Atkinson funniest when he says absolutely nothing, the wordless Mr. Bean who won over the entire planet? Or is he sharper, Better, more dangerous, the second he opens his mouth and lets that ice-cold Blackadder tongue do the cutting. Silent Bean or Savage Blackadder? I genuinely can't call it. Tell me down in the comments, which one is the real Rowan for you? And while you're at it, name the single moment that made you lose it, so the rest of us can go and lose it too. If you made it all the way here, you already know the kind of comedy this channel lives for. So subscribe and stick around. There are a lot more legends coming, and a lot more rooms full of people who never stood a chance.